So with well-established interventions, medications, okay, but it's controversial. It's controversial among parents, controversial among teachers, controversial among students. There's no arguing, though, that central nervous system stimulants are effective for a large percentage, but not all students. They're relatively easy to use, and that's why they're so attractive to so many people experiencing or working with kids with this type of behavior problem. Okay? There are a lot of downsides. Okay? It's difficult to establish an effective dose. Okay? Parents and students might not buy in the side effects. Kids at times develop an attribution that they can't do work without their medication. Okay? Sometimes teachers contribute to that, unfortunately, by saying things like, "Did you take your medication today?" I hope I never hear that again, but we still hear it. And medications don't teach anything. They potentiate, again, the child's ability to learn from good instruction. So those are some things to think about. Okay? Do you know how physicians are taught to derive an effective dose of medication in medical school? Weight is one way. So milligram per kilogram. That works with adults with biological, physiological diseases. It doesn't work with kids with ADHD. So you can take two kids the same age, the same gender, and the same weight, and one will respond well to a low dose of medication, one will respond well to a higher dose. So weight is one way, a milligram per kilogram is one way physicians are taught, but it doesn't work with these kids and these medications. Neither does the second thing that they're taught, unfortunately. And I'm not beating up on physicians. I'm just telling you that the things they know how to do don't work. And you know what? They need us to help. Okay? The second thing they're taught is titration to side effects. They're taught to titrate, which is gradually increase a dose until you get side effects, and then back down one dose. Okay? That basically works for something like an antibiotic. If you have some kind of infection, that's a great way to do it, because I'm going to get the most amount of fighting of that bacteria into my body without causing me distress. But for kids with ADHD, that doesn't work. It creates more problems than it solves. Okay, again, partly because when that strategy has been used, you end up with more kids who are, in essence, over-medicated from a perspective of maximizing school-based behavior and academic success. In schools, the literature suggests that from a school-based perspective, we want to either titrate to effectiveness on academic performance and behavior in the classroom. So the idea there is you have to have target behaviors that you're trying to affect, not a biological or physiological agent that you're trying to combat. You have to have targets that you're trying to address. And those targets we want to be ones that have the possibility of improving as a function of dose of medication, rather than simply decreasing my annoyingness to you. Okay? If I simply focus on, let's go back, if I simply focus on lowering numbers on a behavior rating scale, which is decreasing my annoyingness, the likelihood that I'm going to over-medicate is high. Because a lower number is going to be better. Okay? And a lower number on that behavior rating scale is not necessarily going to maximize work completion, work accuracy, and my ability to learn and interact with others. Okay? So we all talk about and have seen kids that we might call seem to be over-medicated. Their academic performance is impaired. Okay? So when we're working, so I'm going to urge you, and what I talked about this morning was encouraging and urging collaboration with community-based physicians. And around medication issues, you want to try to share information. I can collect information about how a child is doing academically. I can collect information about how a child is doing interacting with others in a positive way, with teachers and peers. I can collect homework completion and accuracy information. And those things could be very, very helpful in titrating medication dosages, if you will, to find to a positive effect.